Hello students, I am Raghvendra Kumar Singh, faculty of US Academy and Institute. Today we will discuss class 9th, Geography's 4th chapter, Climate. The term climate is the sum total of the weather condition, including the variation over a large area for a long period of time, which is more than 30 years. The term weather refers to the state of the atmosphere at a place and time with reference to the following elements. Number 1, temperature related to humidity, air pressure, cloudiness or sunshine, precipitation means rainfall or snowfall, winds. The weather conditions fluctuate very often within a day based on the generalized atmospheric condition. The year is divided into seasons such as winter, summer, and rainy season. The world is divided into a number of climatic regions. In Asia, India and South and Southeastern countries have monsoon type of climate. The word monsoon is derived from the Arabic word Monsoon, which literally means season. Monsoon refers to the seasonal reversal in the wind direction during a year. Regional climate variation in India. Although there is an overall unity in the general climatic pattern in India, there are some perceptible regional variations such as temperature. The temperature in the winter in a northwestern mountainous regions can go down to approximate minus 45 degrees Celsius at Dras sectors in Jammu and Kashmir, while it is 22 degrees Celsius in Thiruvananthapuram in Kerala. Similarly, it can go up to 50 degrees Celsius in summer in some part of western Rajasthan and 20 degrees Celsius in Shillong. In many areas, there is a wide variation between day and night temperature. In the Thar Desert, the day temperature may rise up to 50 degrees Celsius and drop down to near 15 degrees Celsius the same night. On the other hand, there is hardly any difference in day and night temperature in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands or in Kerala. Precipitation. There is a wide variation observed in its amount and seasonal distribution. Precipitation is the form of snowfall, occurs only in upper parts of Himalayas. The rest of the countries receives rainfall only. A typical example, the annual precipitation varies from over 400 cm in Meghalaya to less than 10 cm in Ladakh and western Rajasthan. Similarly, most part of the country receives rainfall from June to September, but the Tamil Nadu gets most of its rain during October to November. Coastal regions experiences different weather conditions from the interior region, for example temperature and seasonal contrast. The factors of climatic control are latitude, the angular distance of a location from the equator in north-south direction is called latitude. Due to the curvature of the earth, latitude changes the amount of solar energy received. As a result, air temperature decreases from the equator towards the pole. Altitudes, it refers to the height above mean sea level. With increase of height from the earth's surface, the temperature decreases and air becomes less dense. Therefore, hilly regions are cooler in summer. Pressure and wind system. It depends on the latitude and altitude of the place. Thus, it influences the temperature and the rainfall patterns of the particular area. Continentally, or distance from the sea exerts a moderating influence on the climate. As the distance from the sea increases, the weather condition becomes more extreme, means high temperature and rainfall's variation between the seasons. Oceanic currents along with the onshore winds, the ocean currents affect the climate of coastal areas. For example, cold onshore current brings coolness in coastal areas. Features: high mountain stop cold or hot winds from reaching a location. It can also cause rain or snow. If the place is on the withdrawal or the windward side of the mountain, the leeward side of the mountains are factor affecting India's current. Latitude. The Tropic of Cancer, 23 degree 3 minute north, divides the country into the tropical zone. South of this line is and the subtropical zone north of this line. The line runs from the run of Kutch to Mizoram. All the remaining area north of a tropic lies in a subtropic. So India's climatic conditions has various characteristics of tropical as well as subtropical climates. Altitude. Mountains in the north of India have an average elevation of about 6,000 meters, whereas on the coastal areas as well as islands, maximum elevation is about 30 meters. The Indian subcontinent experiences milder winter as compared to Central Asia because of the Himalayas, which prevent the cold winds from entering the subcontinent. Now, pressure and winds. The following atmosphere conditions govern the climate and associated weather condition in India. Pressure and wind surface. Upper air circulation, western cyclonic disturbance and tropical cyclones. Pressure and surface winds. India lies in the region of northeasterly surface winds. These winds originate during winter from the subtropical high pressure belt of the northern hemisphere. These winds blow south, gets deflected to the right due to the Coriolis force and move towards the equatorial low pressure region. These winds originate and blow over land and hence carry very little moisture. Therefore, they bring no rain or very little rain. The unique feature of Indian pressure and wind conditions is its complete reversal. During winter, high pressure areas developed over the area north of Himalayas. This causes cold, dry winds blow from the areas towards low pressure areas over the oceans to the south. In summer, due to the high temperature, low pressure area develops over interior Asia and over northwestern India. Therefore, high pressure areas blow towards these regions, resulting in complete reversal of wind directions. As these winds from a high pressure area of southern Indian Ocean crosses the equator and turns right towards low pressure areas of subcontinent. These winds gather large moisture while moving over the warm oceans and bring widespread rainfall over the mainlands of India. These winds are known as the southwest monsoon winds. The upper air circulation of the region is dominated by a westerly flow which is governed by jet streams. Due to these location over 27 degree 30 degree north latitude, these jet streams are known as subtropical westerly jet streams. They blow south of the Himalayas throughout the year except in summer. Western cyclonic disturbance are weather phenomena of the winter months brought in by the westerly flow from the Mediterranean region. They usually influence the weather of the north and the northwestern region of India. Tropical cyclones occur during the monsoon as well as in October, November and are part of easterly flow. These disturbances affect high coastal regions of the country. The westerly flow brings the western cyclonic disturbance in the north and the northwestern India. In summer, the subtropical westerly jet streams move north of the Himalayas due to the apparent shifting of the sun. And easterly jet stream called subtropical easterly jet streams blow over peninsular India approximately over 14 degree north during the summer months. There is a narrow belt of high altitude, approximate 12,000 meter westerly winds in the troposphere. Their speed varies from about 110 km per hour in summer to about 184 km per hour in winter. A number of separate jet streams have been identified. The most constant are the mid-latitude and the subtropical jet streams. Now the Indian monsoon. Monsoon winds strongly influence climate of India. The monsoon are experienced in the tropical region roughly between 20 degree north and 20 degree south. The following facts are important to understand the mechanism of the monsoons. The differential heating and cooling of lands and water creates low pressure on the landmass of India, while the seas around experience comparatively high pressure. The intertropical convergence zone in the summer season shifts its position over the Ganga plain. This is the equatorial through normally positioned about 5 degrees north of the equator. It is also known as the monsoon through during the monsoon season. The presence of the high pressure areas east of Madagascar, the intensity and position of the high pressure area affect the Indian monsoon. The Tibetan plateau gets intensely heated during summer, which results in strong vertical air currents and the formation of low pressure over the plateau at about 9 km above sea level. Apart from the given facts, it has been noticed that changes in the pressure condition over the southern ocean also affect the monsoon. Normally, when the tropical eastern Pacific Ocean experiences high pressure, the tropical eastern Indian Ocean experiences low pressure. The difference in pressure over Tahiti, the Pacific Ocean 18 degrees south, 149 degrees west, and Darwin in northern Australia, Indian Ocean 12 degrees and 30 minutes south and 131 degree east is computed to predict the intensity of the monsoon. If the pressure differences were negative, it would mean below average and late monsoons. The El Nino phenomena is a feature connected with the southern oscillation. In this, warm ocean currents flow past to Peruvial coast in place of the coastal Peruvial currents. It occurs at the interval of 2 to 3 years or 5 years. The changes in pressure conditions are connected to the El Nino. Hence, the phenomena is referred to a El Nino Southern Oscillation. Now, the onset and withdrawal of the monsoon. The trade winds are steady, but the monsoon winds are pulsating in nature. They are affected by different atmospheric conditions which are encountered by it on its way over the warm tropical areas. Starting from early June in the southern part of the Indian peninsula, the monsoon lasts between 100 and 120 days, withdrawing by mid-September. Rainfall increases suddenly and continues for several days at the time of arrival of monsoon. This phenomena is called as burst of monsoon. It is different from a pre-monsoon shower. Afterwards, it alternates with wet and dry spells. Onset of monsoons. Monsoons generally reaches the southern tip of the peninsula during the first week of June. After striking the southern tip, it branches into two parts, the Arabian Sea branch and the Bay of Bengal branch. Both branches more rapidly. The Arabian Sea branch advances north along the western Ghats, reaching Mumbai by about 10 June and soon covers the Saurashtra, Kutch and central-most part of the Deccan Plateau also. The Bay of Bengal branch reaches Assam in the first week of June and gets deflected towards the west by the mountains ranges, thus giving rainfalls to the Ganga plains. Both the branches again merge with the northwestern parts of the Ganga plain. Delhi receives rainfall from Bay of Bengal branch by the end of June. And by the 1st of July, monsoon covers western Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana and eastern Rajasthan. Now the withdrawal of monsoon. Withdrawal of monsoon retreats is a more gradual process. The process begins by early September in northwestern states. By mid-October, it withdraws completely from the northern half of the peninsula. The withdrawal from the southern half of the peninsula is fairly rapid, but by early December, the monsoon has withdrawn from the rest of the country. Now the season. The distinct seasonal pattern is an important characteristic of monsoon. Type of climates, the weather condition is in India greatly changes from one season to the another. These changes are particularly noticeable in the interior part of the country. The coastal areas do not experience much variation in temperature, though there is variation in rainfall pattern. There are basically 4 monsoon identified in India. The cold weather monsoon. The cold weather monsoon seasons begins from mid-November and stay till February in northern parts of India, with December and January as the coldest month. The temperature decreases from south to north. For instance, the average temperature of Chennai on the eastern coast is between 24 degree, while in northern plains it ranges from 10 degree to 15 degree during the season. Days are warm and nights are cold. Frost occurs in the northern plains and snow falls in the high mountainous regions of Himalayas. As the northeast trade winds blow during the period, most of the country remains dry as they blow from land towards the sea. The only rain occurs in Tamil Nadu and southern Andhra Pradesh. Due to these regions, winds picks up moisture from the Bay of Bengal. Now the hot weather season. The hot weather season started with the apparent movement of the sun towards the north. It leads to the northward movement of global heat belt. The hot weather season starts in March and lasts up to the end of May. The characteristic feature of hot weather seasons are the temperature of the northern parts of India goes up and the atmospheric pressure comes down. The summer month experiences rising temperature and falling air pressure. Towards the end of May, an elongated lower pressure area developed in the region, extending from the deserts in northwest to Patna and Chota Nagpur plateau in the east and southeast. This results into the beginning of air circulation around this throw. Hot, gusty and dry winds, locally known as Loo, blows. During this season, over the north and northwestern India and can cause even death if persons are exposed to it for a long time. Dust storms are very common in North India in the month of May. They bring temporary relief from the heat by lowering the temperature and may also cause light rain and cold breeze. Localized thunderstorms also occurs during summer, which may have high speed winds and even precipitate hail. Thunderstorms are called Kal Baisakhi in West Bengal. Near the end of summer, there may be pre-monsoon showers. These are called mango showers in Kerala and Karnataka, as they help in the early ripening of the mango fruits. Now advanced monsoon, the rainy season. The low pressure area over the northern plains intensifies by mid-June and attract the trade winds. These trade winds originate over the warm tropical ocean in the southern hemisphere. After crossing equator, these blows in the southwest direction, entering peninsula as a southwest monsoon. They covers the entire subcontinent except extreme northwest in just over 1 month. Maximum rainfall due to these winds occurs in northeastern India and the windward side the western Ghats, as these winds brings abundant moisture to the subcontinent at a velocity of 30 km per hour. Now the area of maximum and least rainfall. The maximum rainfall of the season is received by the northeastern part of the country. The highest average rainfall in the Withdrawal of Monsoon in the southern ranges of the Khasi Hills in Meghalaya. In the northern plains, precipitation decreases from east to west, with the western parts of Rajasthan and northern parts of Gujarat getting the least rainfall. Monsoon through and its axis keeps on moving northward or southward, which determines the spatial distribution of rainfall. When the axis of the throw lies over the plains, the region gets good rainfall within the northward movement of the axis. The mountain regions get widespread rain, which is the catchment area of various rivers. This causes devastating floods in the plains, causing heavy damage to life and property. Topical depression, another phenomena which determines amount and duration of the monsoon, is the frequency and the intensity of tropical depression, which forms at the head of the Bay of Bengal and cross over to mainlands. These depressions flow the axis of the monsoon through of low pressure. Now, retreating and post-monsoon seasons. The sun starts shifting towards the south during October to November. During this time, the low pressure through over the northern plains weakens and is replaced gradually by the high pressure system. This is followed by southwest monsoon winds. By the beginning of the October, the monsoon winds withdraws from the northern plains. The month of October-November from a transition period from hot rainy to dry winter seasons. Now, cyclonic depression and tropical cyclones. By early November, cyclonic depressions originate over the Andaman Sea. It causes tropical cyclones on the coastline from Bangladesh to Tamil Nadu as low pressure condition gets transferred to the Bay of Bengal. These cyclones generally crosses the eastern coast of India, causing heavy and widespread rain. Often they cause a lot of destruction. Sometimes these cyclones arrive at the coast of Odisha, West Bengal and Bangladesh. Now the distribution of rainfall. Annually, part of western coast and northeastern India receives over about 400 centimeter of rainfall. However, it is less than 60 centimeter in western Rajasthan and adjoining part of Gujarat, Haryana and Punjab. Rainfall is actually or equally low in the interior of the Deccan Plateaus and east of the Sahyadris. A third area of the low precipitation is around Leh in Jammu and Kashmir. Now, monsoon as a unifying bond. Northern India has comparatively higher pressure than other areas of the world at a similar latitude due to the Himalayas protecting it from the cold Central Asia. The Peninsular Plateaus has moderate temperature due to the influence of the sea on three sides. The monsoon provides a great variation despite such moderating influence. However, the monsoon unites the land like no other force because it provides a rhythmic cyclone of a season. The vegetation, animal life and agricultural activities are all revolving around the effect of the monsoon. The life of the peoples, their celebration of festivals and other activities all are geared to the monsoon, as India is still primarily an agricultural nation. The monsoon provides the water to set agricultural activities in motion, and hence the arrival of the monsoon is awaited eagerly. The river valleys which carries these water also unites as single river valley unit.